STARepublic Weekly Horoscope from April 10th to April 16th. Aries. This week, the Sun and Jupiter are in your sign, making you a central figure with positive and generous leadership in your organization. The world is seemingly revolving around you. However, at the beginning of the week, when Venus forms a square with Saturn in your second house, there may be anxieties about the loss of your precious human and material resources. Mercury and Uranus together in your second house may make it difficult to accurately manage your finances due to sudden and unexpected income and spending, but Venus's entry into Gemini, your third house, on Tuesday should ease some of the money jitters. In terms of communication, you can articulate your arguments clearly, but you need to be mindful of your words and actions so as not to hurt others. You are very busy and popular, but you still need some time to yourself. You may not have taken the time to relax and recharge at home due to your busy schedule, but make sure to do so this weekend. Avoid relying on alcohol or medicine. So, Aries, this week will be a powerful one for you, and you should use your influence and charisma to make the most of it. Just don't forget to take some time for yourself and to stay away from alcohol or medication. Taurus. This week, Mercury, Venus, and Uranus are in your sign, making you busier and more excitable than usual, and less able to focus on your intellectual pursuits. At the same time, Venus is square with Saturn, giving you a strong sense of responsibility, but also making you feel restrained by authority figures such as bosses and parents. Nevertheless, when Venus enters your second house on Tuesday, this feeling of being stifled will be replaced by money anxiety. You may worry about potential losses of human or material resources, but try not to let it consume you. Instead, focus on social activities and the people who appreciate and admire you. Spend time with people who share your thoughts and do meaningful activities, such as nonprofit social activities, political activities, volunteer activities, and welfare activities. So, Taurus, this week is sure to be an interesting one for you. Don't worry too much about potential losses and instead focus on the people in your life and meaningful activities that you can take part in. Of course, be sure to take time to enjoy the weekend with your family. Gemini. This week, Venus will enter your sign, giving you a boost of sociability, but Saturn in a square may dampen the effects somewhat. You have been trying to reach out to the world, but you may be held back by authority figures such as your parents, teachers, or work bosses. Mars in your second house suggests that you may be having difficulty making money in a competitive field, and you may be spending too much. Be careful not to run into money problems. Saturn and Neptune in your 10th house signify social success, but it will require hard work and patience if you work for a general company. If you work in culture and arts, you have the potential to be a leader, so don't give up hope. As the weekend approaches, the moon will form a square with your ruler Mercury for 2 days. You may have a lot of fun meeting people and engaging in activities other than work, but it is better to postpone important meetings or decisions until next week. You are quick-witted, but be aware that misunderstandings, lies, deception, and emotional changes can cloud your judgment. Gemini, this week will be an interesting one for you. Don't let the potential difficulties hold you back and make the most of the sociable and creative vibes. Of course, be sure to take the time to relax and recharge this weekend. Cancer. With Mars in your sign, you have the strength, activity, and ambition to take on new challenges. Plus, other planets concentrated in the upper half of your chart offer you the chance to lead in your relationships and make your values a reality. Read on to find out how to utilize the Sun and Jupiter in your 10th house for social success, and how to handle emotional and verbal conflicts with your colleagues. If you're a Cancer, the Sun and Jupiter in your 10th house can be a great asset. This placement could bring success in large organizations or with big projects that can gain you recognition and fame. Publishing and legal relations roles are also likely to be fruitful. You can start the week full of energy. But be aware of the moon forming a square with Neptune, Saturn, Mercury, and Venus in turn this week, as this could lead to unrealistic expectations and emotional or verbal disagreements with your colleagues. To avoid this, try to keep your goals realistic and be mindful of how your words and emotions may affect those around you. On the weekends, it's a good idea to take some time to hang out with friends and do something fun and stress-relieving. Cancer. Make the most of the planets in your horoscope and use them to reach your goals and fulfill your values. With the right attitude and enough rest, you can make this a successful and fulfilling week. Leo. You have the power at your disposal this week, giving you the energy and determination to bring your values to life through leading those around you. Read on to find out how to make the most of the Sun and Jupiter in your ninth house, and how to handle the emotional conflicts that may arise from the Sun and Moon square. If you're Leo, the Sun and Jupiter in your ninth house can be a great asset. This placement could bring success in higher education, law, philosophy, religion, foreign affairs, research, media, publishing, and more. Your intelligence and acumen will be recognized no matter whether you're working for someone else or running your own business. Mercury and Uranus in your 10th house bring social success, and Pluto in your 7th house suggests a strong connection with your soulmate. Marriage could bring big changes in your life. But be aware that the Sun is square with Pluto all week, so you could come across as unyielding to your partner without realizing it. Wednesday's Sun and Moon square could bring mental fatigue from emotional clashes with colleagues at work, so try to stay away from arguments if you can. This week, Venus will enter your 11th house, which governs friendships and hobbies, so why not use the weekend to relax and have some fun with your friends? Leo, make the most of the planets in your horoscope and use them to reach your goals and fulfill your values. With the right attitude and enough rest, you can make this a successful and fulfilling week. Virgo. With most of the planets in your upper houses, you have the opportunity to bring your values to life through your relationships with those around you. Read on to find out how to make the most of Saturn and Neptune in your 7th house, and how to handle the misunderstandings that may arise from Mercury forming a square. If you're a Virgo, Saturn and Neptune in your 7th house can be a great asset. This placement suggests a strong connection with an older partner or someone with an artistic disposition. If you're considering marriage, make sure it's the right decision for you. If you get married under pressure, your freedom could be limited. Mercury and Uranus in your 9th house suggests success in higher education, law, philosophy, religion, foreign affairs, research, media, publishing, and more. Your curiosity in these areas is likely to increase, and your chances of traveling abroad may also rise. Venus in your 10th house brings social success and could open up opportunities in the arts, entertainment, and information relations, or in industries that require an aesthetic sense. You may also find a great job through connections. The Sun and Jupiter in your 8th house could bring you the inheritance of social position, technology, or money. But even without this help, you can make your own money, and if you're in business, you can consider investing or getting a loan. Just be aware that your ruler Mercury is forming a square when the moon is in your 6th house on Thursdays and Fridays, so be mindful of misunderstandings at work or communication issues that could hurt your relationship with your colleagues. It's a week of fatigue, so make sure to rest well and recharge over the weekend. Virgo, make the most of the planets in your horoscope and use them to reach your goals and fulfill your values. With the right attitude and enough rest, you can make this a successful and fulfilling week. Libra. As a Libra, you are a radiant and kind-hearted person who values relationships. Most planets are distributed in the right side houses of your horoscope, meaning you are in an excellent position to listen to others' opinions and open up your fortune and make the most of your luck. The Sun and Saturn are located in your 7th house, which represents the most intimate relationships such as a spouse or business partner. This is a great time for marriage or business partnerships, as your fortune will open up due to these connections. Additionally, Pluto in your fifth house, which represents romance or entertainment, suggests a high possibility of having a dramatic relationship or falling in love. You may also be interested in sophisticated hobbies related to art, entertainment, or travel abroad, as Venus, your ruler, enters your ninth house. However, do take care to remain calm and seek advice from a reliable person when you are feeling overwhelmed, rather than relying on alcohol or medicine. Mars in your 10th house, which represents social success, is telling you to stay determined and competitive if you wish to achieve your goals. Mercury and Uranus working together in your 8th house, which represents other people's belongings, is encouraging you to become independent from their influence. All in all, you have a unique opportunity to enjoy a fulfilling life full of meaningful connections, so make the most of it. Are you ready to make the most of your luck as a Libra? Utilize your relationships, stay determined and competitive, and take advantage of the sophisticated hobbies available to you. With the right mindset and attitude, you can look forward to a bright and successful future. Scorpio. As a Scorpio, you are naturally sensitive and able to grasp the essence and truth. Most planets are distributed in the right side houses of your horoscope this week, making you an insightful individual who values relationships and listens to others' opinions. Your main concern these days are likely your relationship with your family. Mercury and Uranus are located in your 7th house, which represents the most intimate relationships such as a spouse or business partner. It is especially important to communicate with your spouse during this period if you are married. Pluto, your ruler, is located in a square with the Sun in your 4th house, symbolizing the family. You may be persistent in demanding changes from family members or spouses, but take care not to come off as too demanding. Mars is located in your 9th house, which represents culture or mental improvement, causing you to stubbornly adhere to your beliefs and ideals. Meanwhile, Venus is located in your 8th house representing the belongings of others, and Saturn is located in your 5th house representing love, forming a square with each other. This can make it difficult to enjoy dating or meeting new people. The Sun and Jupiter are located in your 6th house, which represents work, labor, and health. You are likely to be successful in your job, but you need to be a little flexible with your customers or your boss. It is important to take care of your mental stress and watch out for overwork or health issues related to your heart and liver. Unlock your potential as a Scorpio by communicating with your family and spouse, staying flexible with your job, and taking care of your mental well-being. With the right attitude and mindset, you can look forward to a bright and successful future. Sagittarius. Most of the planets are located in the lower right houses of your horoscope, bringing good luck your way. This week Venus enters your 7th house, which symbolizes the most intimate relationships with your spouse or business partner. It is a great time to enjoy the fantasy of marriage. Additionally, the Sun and your ruler Jupiter are together in your 5th house, which represents love. If you are dating, you may meet attractive, older, or higher status people. Saturn is located in your 4th house, which represents family relationships, forming a square with Venus. There is also Neptune in your 4th house, so if you are thinking about getting married, you may feel intimidated or pressured by the other person's family background or social position. Nevertheless, it is a good time for love. Mercury and Uranus are located in your 6th house, which represents work, occupation, and health. This is a great week for those in office, accounting, and information processing roles, and you may even be lucky enough to switch to a different industry. Make sure to take care of your health related to nerves, and on weekends, try to relax by taking a short trip nearby. If you are a Sagittarius, this is your week to live it up and make the most of the great opportunities coming your way. Capricorn. Most of the planets are in the lower side houses of your horoscope, giving you the strength to focus on your family life and the people closest to you. Mars is located in your 7th house, which symbolizes the closest relationship with you, such as your spouse or business partner. It can be a problem if you are with a strong, self-assertive partner, so make sure to sympathize and listen to your spouse if there is a conflict. Pluto is located in your 2nd house, representing possessions and property, and the Sun and Jupiter are in your 4th house, which represents the family. This week you may be asking your family members to make some real estate or home-related changes. There are also Mercury and Uranus in your 5th house, which represents romance and entertainment. It is better for you to have a light relationship where you can meet like a friend without being too serious. Venus enters your 6th house, representing work, occupation, and health, but it forms a square with your guardian Saturn in your 3rd house, which is in charge of communication. This may cause you to feel intimidated by your customers or your boss and not be able to say what you want to say. Don't worry. You have the strength within you to remain confident. If you are a Capricorn, this is your week to take control of your life and make the most of the emotional ups and downs. Don't forget to get some much-needed rest on the weekends. Aquarius. Are you an Aquarius? If so, you may be feeling the effects of the planets in the lower side houses of your horoscope. Pluto in your house is helping you to discover your potential in even the most desperate of situations. With Saturn and Neptune in your 2nd house, the house of possessions and property, you may be feeling anxious about money. Mars in your 6th house, the house of labor and jobs, can make it hard to feel secure financially, but you are still doing your best to save what you can. When Venus enters your 5th house, the house of love and entertainment, and is a square with Saturn, it can bring fears of losing those you love or your possessions. If you're an Aquarius looking for ways to relax and reduce stress, consider taking a walk or reading at a nearby park or cafe on the weekend. Mercury in your 4th house, the house of family, bring an intimate and intelligent environment to your family life. The Sun and Jupiter in your 3rd house are encouraging you to satisfy your wide range of intellectual curiosity through activities such as reading, writing, and travel. These activities can help to reduce stress and help you to feel more relaxed. Pisces. Are you a Pisces? If so, you may be feeling the effects of the planets in the left houses of your horoscope. Your self-sacrifice and excellent empathy are highlighted, but it is important to remember to value your values and make sure to make self-assertions to people around you. Your ruler Neptune is sitting in your house with Saturn, displaying your strengths, artistic inspiration, and talent. Venus in your 4th house, representing the family, forms a square with Saturn, which can lead to neglect in family relationships and self-consciousness due to an over-focus on work. Pluto in your 12th house indicates an inclination to hide your likes and dislikes from those close to you. Showing your true feelings to your family can help to create a strong bond. The Sun and Jupiter in your 2nd house, which symbolizes possessions and property, is a great time to use your skills to increase your income. Mars in your 5th house, in charge of dating and entertainment, can make you act impulsively. Interest in sports and competition will also increase, so be aware of your expenditure. Mercury and Uranus in your 3rd house help you to think freely without being bound by common sense. Consider taking a trip to a nearby place on the weekend. It could be the start of something exciting.